God bless brothers and sisters on this day. I thank the Lord for his wonderful grace, for his faithfulness, just for who he is. And I stand and bow in adoration of who he is. And I just want to speak what the Lord has spoken to me today, Every question I've ever asked, right? Every question that I've ever asked or I've said in my head, but God knows, he's answered every single one of them. If I had him in my notebook, every question I've asked, there will be 100% tick rate next to them all, because he's answered every single one, clarified every single one. And this is what I want to get into, today. The last couple days, weeks, I've been asking, Lord, I want to know what's on your heart. What's on your heart for me? I just want to know. I want to be closer to you. And help me to hear your voice more. That's a question a lot of brothers and sisters say all the time. How do you hear God's voice more? And there's a lot of way God speaks. He speaks audibly. We hear him audibly. He never changes. He says that in his word. So if he speaks audibly back then, he speaks audibly now. I've heard him audibly. Other people have heard him audibly. He speaks in so many different ways. It doesn't mean if he speaks one way to you, he's going to stay and speak that way always. No. A main way is through his word. And if you ain't got that open, then you're cutting off the main way that he speaks to you, that he speaks to us. It's through his word, When you read the Bible is the only book that reads you back. So we got to anchor ourselves in it, and we got to hide ourselves in it. God speaks through other people. God speaks through media, to proclaim to all nations. He uses media. In these days, it's media. He speaks through media. When people say, coincidences, no such thing. Albert Einstein said coincidences are God's way of staying anonymous. There's no such thing as coincidence. No such thing. And when someone says, someone told me to do that, someone put it on my heart to do that, someone told me to give this to you, when it's on your heart, someone told me to do it. I've had it before with my sister, and when I've been praying, it's amazing. That someone, don't dim that someone down, because that someone's got a name, and his name is Jesus. And there's a couple ways, a lot of ways that God speaks, through signs and wonders. He speaks to us and mostly unbelievers. He speaks through signs and wonders. And I just want to say now that God spoke to me today, spoke to my heart, and I told Ruby, and that's another story. But God spoke to my heart, and he made me realise, and he clarified it to me, that I've been asking him, Lord, how do I hear your voice more? But he kind of said to me, I've been speaking to you all along. I've been working so much in your life. And I wasn't realising it. I didn't recognise it. Only sometimes I did, but not as much as he actually is speaking to me. He speaks daily, brothers and sisters. He speaks daily. This is what he wants you to know. He speaks on a daily. And I wrote this down, right? This is what I wrote down. When God speaks, he clarifies. We've got to distinguish between God's voice and the enemies and this whole world of chaos. Take time and listen. Say, Lord, I'm listening. Speak to my heart. When God speaks, he clarifies. And when he clarifies, we have to realise and recognise over the enemy's lies. See, God will speak to you. And I've had it myself. I've doubted it. The spirit of doubt gets in. Enemy throws confusion and doubt. And you think to yourself, was that really me? I don't want to go telling people about this and it wasn't even God speaking to me. That's a lie. When it's God speaking to you. It comes with clarification. I've had it a couple of weeks ago. It spoke to me so clearly, and yet I doubted it. But still, a couple of weeks later, he kept giving me clarity all through the week, and I knew it was God's voice. I know his voice. I knew it was. And the enemy was throwing lies and doubt and confusion, but in the end, God always comes victorious, and I knew. that he was speaking to me. So, brothers and sisters, I just want you to know, God speaks through so many different ways. Hearken your ear down, anchor yourself in the word and say, Lord, I want to know what's on your heart. Speak to my heart. I want to know what's on your heart. Just remember, when God speaks, he clarifies. And when he clarifies, we have to realise and recognise over the enemy's lies. God bless you, brothers and sisters. This is just what God spoke to me today so clearly to my heart. And I had to share it to my family and to use on the app. God bless you all.